no Christmas music, but looks like there is a cavalcade going on underneath the train station. But the pumpkins are now gone, pumpkin wreaths. But as you can see, the Christmas tree is up in all its glory. Quick transformation from yesterday being all Halloween to now being Christmas. I can tell you,
for the health and safety of everyone, face coverings must fully cover your nose and mouth and be worn at all times, except when actively eating or drinking while stationary. Guests that do not comply will be asked to leave. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and maintain physical distancing. Thank you for your cooperation.
well, it's the holiday season again. It's upon us. Magic Kingdom is all decorated out, specced out with wreaths, Christmas trees, and all the Christmas galore. Except for music. Maybe projections on that castle? Who knows? But I'll be here till about 8 o'clock, park closure, see how the lights are sparkling, and maybe the projections on castle. I don't know if that's going to start tonight or it might start later on this week.
Well, it's another Halloween here in the fabulous 40s. Everything is better than ever now. And we've got some amazing new wonders around the house to prove it. But we do have television when it works. Gives you something to do after you come home. I kind of like it, you know? Guy named John Cameron Swayze gives us all the news. And then they have all this singing and dancing. A lot of fluff, but it's fun. Now, Sarah, didn't I set up that clever automatic paint stirring machine for you?
Yes, John, you're a genius. Of course, this will ruin my food mixer. Not that you'd care.
Oh, good old Sarah. Always the last laugh. What happened, Sarah?
Oh, you and your progress. That paint mixer of yours just sloshed paint across my room. I rumpus the room.
Isn't it a pleasant holiday? Oh, turkey's in the oven, it's peaceful and quiet. Yes! 300 points, my best score yet.
Well, it was peaceful until Santa brought that new virtual reality space file here. But I'll show you something you can do. Tree lights 30% brighter.
Oh, that's no big deal. Anybody can do that voice activated stuff. Watch it. Roar! Beep!
Oh no, you're not going to tell us about the old days when you didn't even have a car phone.
Hey, Trish, for a while we didn't even have a house phone. Not to mention laser disc, high-def TV, everything is automated today, including, well, including that.
No privacy at all around this place.
Sorry, Orville.
Grandma's up to 975 points. Wow, 975.
10% increase to 975. Big mode overload. Command error.
John, what's wrong with the oven?
What,
Big mode complete. Enjoy your meal.
Isn't it a pleasant holiday? Oh, turkey's in the oven, it's peaceful and quiet.
Hey everybody, I'm done programming our new voice activation system.
Now,
Progress station cursor progress. For your safety, please stay seated. The theater will now rotate in 3 minutes. Thank you. Once again, please remain seated. Thank you.
Watch it.
Speak.
Here goes.
Semper.
And Carousel of Progress, we do apologize for inconvenience. Once again, for your safety, please remain seated. Theater will rotate in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you.
I can't believe all the new gadgets they've got now. You know, in my day.
Ladies and gentlemen, theater rotate less than 1 minute and 45 seconds. Please remain seated at all times. Thank you.
Well, we got the Christmas trees out on the Galactic Gateway stage here in Tomorrowland. You can see Buzz meeting and greeting. Well, guys, I'm back here at the Magic Kingdom. Spontaneously, actually. I actually decided didn't have actually a day to come here to Magic Kingdom on November 1st. I didn't have anything scheduled. I was just like, let's check it out. I saw on some of the blogs and everything that the Christmas stuff was out, so I was like, let's see if I can book something today. At around like 10 a.m., I was like, okay, I'll book something today. Come over, see what's going on in Magic Kingdom. And there's Christmas decorations definitely out and about. No Christmas music from what I've been hearing, but there is decorations. The Christmas tree is up at the front near the train station. And some wreaths, maybe projections? Who knows? I'll be here till park closure, but nighttime, so I'll see what the trees look like and what the wreaths looks like. But also, I will be taking a tour of Fantasyland, Adventureland, and Frontierland to see if there's anything special. Tomorrowland did have the Christmas trees up out in the Galactic Gateway, where you can see the characters, meet and greets. And you're wondering, why am I not wearing a mask? Because I'm in one of the relaxation stations here at the Magic Kingdom. It's pretty empty. Could be loud at times if the kids are acting up, but I'll take care of that. Or not, I'll take care of that, but we just have to wait a few minutes and they'll leave. This is my second time recording this, but I just decided to just relax and let the cool air come through. Since it's Florida, it's not really cool yet. It's cooler, but not cool, like 60 degrees as high. But it's comfortable. And as it gets darker early, because we fell back yesterday an extra hour, so we're right now it would be around 5 p.m. and right now it's 4, so it's going to get darker earlier. But as you can see on my costume, I'm wearing error 404, costume not found. Well, what does that mean? Well, David S. Pumpkins took over our Halloween special yesterday at the Hollywood Studios. I decided, let's error him out and bring back what we call regular MC Mark. Well, after that, I will be heading over to more Fantasyland area, the Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, maybe jumping on one of those two rides, and then heading over into Frontierland, maybe Haunted Mansion, maybe a Christmas takeover, a Halloween takeover on our episode today. Who knows? Then over to maybe Splash Mountain. I don't know, probably not. I'll wait till that cools down, and not cools down, but gets calmer. Maybe later in the evening I might jump onto Splash Mountain and maybe Jungle Cruise. Yeah, Jungle Cruise is now Jingle Cruise. Jingle Cruise, the holiday overlay. So I'll take a look at that and maybe back to Main Street USA and see what their Christmas decorations look like at nighttime. So I will see you guys somewhere in the park. Well, as I come up behind the castle, you can see Garland. Actually, there's characters meeting out. And outside Paris Princess Hall. Is that Aura? This is actually the first year where the castle is bubblegum pink on the back. And a really, really dark blue in the front. So it'll be cool to see that all lit up. See what they offer this year. Maybe a projection show. That's what I've been hearing. Because no Castle Dreamlights this year. Well, as we walk towards Peter Pan's Flight and It's a Small World, you can see there's a scrim in It's a Small World colors. So as you can see, it might be changing the exterior of It's a Small World and maybe the interior. It's a slow transition that they might be doing in the interior. but the interior is going to be changing. Independence Flight looks like it's a busy, long line. Not sure where that ends at. Doesn't look like it's even going in yet, but it might be. And not sure if there's any social distancing going on in the lines. It's hard to see, but there are social distancing markers. But it's all up to the people. Social distancing. But as you can see, it's traffic flow around those two attractions. Usually it's horrible, but ever since they reopened after the pandemic, it's pretty quick to go through and no claustrophobia. But there's pretty much the queue for It's Summer World is going into the bathroom area for Rapunzel's. Well, Rivers of America is now drained, as you can see. I can see the rail for Liberty Square, not Liberty Square, but Liberty Bell, going around Rivers of America. So pretty much, Tom Sawyer's Island, Liberty Bell is off for refurbishment, for temporarily. And as you can see, we're using the dock for Liberty Bell for the extended queue for Haunted Mansion. Well, after 17 minutes, we're now in the normal Haunted Mansion queue. As you can see, it says 30 minutes. I'd say it's probably 25 minutes, so around there. I'm pretty sure it was down for cleaning because we weren't moving for a little bit of time and then we just started moving quickly. Well, I lied. Probably won't be 25 minutes. It'll probably officially be 30 minutes by the time we get on the ride. So we're going through not really extended, but the interactive queue, as we used to call it. Not so much interactive anymore because we can't not touch. But there is a small cemetery off over here. You really get to see if you're only going through the interactive queue.
Our library is well stocked with priceless first editions, only ghost stories, of course, and marble busts of the greatest ghost writers the literary world has ever known.
Oh, Philippa, let there be music from regions beyond. Wizards and witches, wherever you dwell, give us a hint by ringing a bell.
Here comes the bride.
Beware of hitchhiking ghosts. They have selected you to fill our quota, and they'll haunt you until you return.
Well, it looks like they have wreaths on the buildings here in Liberty Square. And no, it's not the Christmas shop, which is right around the corner. But there is wreaths out here. Something that I never noticed is a sign here. Well, as I walk into Frontierland, as you can see on Country Bear Jamboree, there is some garland out there and some lights. It's gonna be nice to see at nighttime. It is starting to rain right now, so maybe the crowd will die down if it starts pouring. I got my umbrella. Well, let's see if Jungle Cruise is currently running, or Jingle Cruise as they call it now. Let's see if that's up and running. Take a step into the Jingle Cruise expedition. Well, as you can see, the Christmas festivities are here. You can hear some Christmas music in the background. It's the backside of water in the Jungle Cruise queue.
Now this next request is dedicated to the hard-working Jingle Cruise skippers. Yeah, you know, I told them not to feed the rhino fruitcake, but just goes to show a rhino. I think that might be Santa's secret southern workshop. What do you guys think? Want to go in? Yeah, okay, it should be fun. We can find out what we're getting for Christmas. Wait, this looks a little scary, so you all better watch out. I better not cry. Get a head start on your holiday shopping with that cut sale. I mean, anyone gets sliced or diced, so you come out ahead. Or two. Yeah? No? Okay, well, let's play a little bit of Sam here. Sam's great. He's Sam at the Cannibal Cafe. Always looking for new exciting ways to serve you. You know, we go way back. We went to college together. So we got kicked out for buttering up the professor.
Well, guys, right now I'm heading towards Splash Mountain, seeing if I can get on it. Looks like a lot of people left as it was downpouring about an hour ago. I just jumped onto Pirates. Wasn't too long of a line. But Jingle Cruise can be a water ride if you think about it. If you're going through a rainstorm, you're going to be stuck getting wet. Right now, let's head into Splash and see how long that line is.
Well, baby, I'll just have to skin
Don't you worry, Mr. Bluebird. I learned my lesson. I'm glad you didn't host it for sale this time, baby.
And partners, for your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
the bust of Abraham Lincoln. Great moments with Mr. Lincoln, the first official president animatronic. One of the first official, I believe, presidential seals.
The tall, lanky, some say uncouth candidate from Illinois is a master of words at a time when speeches are printed in full for people to read. A house divided against itself cannot stand, he has said. With Lincoln's election, the House does indeed divide. Civil War. 11 states secede from the Union. The war becomes a defining passage in the American story. The president's own inner strength and depth of character changed the course of history. Lincoln had come up the hard way on the American frontier, desperately poor, with less than a year of formal schooling. His early years were scarred by tragedy, the death of his mother, his sister, his first love. He struggles with depression, but never loses his determination to rise above it. He once said he's driven by a desire to leave the world a little better place for having lived in it. The war rages. Lincoln fights to preserve the Union and end slavery. Neither is a sure thing. At Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 6 months after one of the bloodiest battles of the war, the president dedicates a cemetery to the thousands of soldiers who died there, in words we can never forget.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidents of the United States of America.
My fellow citizens, no event could have filled me with greater anxieties than that notification on the 14th day of April, 1789, that you had selected me to lead our nation. But it was with the confidence of my fellow citizens that I took an oath. 35 simple words that have been repeated by every American president throughout history.
Well, there is some Christmas stuff here at Crystal Palace. There's some garland out on the top. And a wreath. Wreath? Not wreath. But some wreaths. Well, that's going to do it for our first of many probably episodes of Christmas in the parks. As you can see, the Magic Kingdom is all decked out with some of the Christmas holiday decorations. As you can see, the tree in the background right now, all decked out, all lit up. looking forward to some other things here at Magic Kingdom. So I hope to see everyone later, and see you guys in the parks.